Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Before we begin, be sure to like this video. And what's up to the chat? I appreciate everyone being here for this last minute live. I know you guys are waiting for us to do a recap of The Real Housewives of New York, but the episode wasn't that great. And I know a lot of you are wondering, Kempire, how come you haven't reported on Orange County news? Because I don't watch Orange County. But we do know that they actually did it. Bravo did it. They actually did a shakeup of one of these housewives cities. Unfortunately, they didn't do it for the Real Housewives of Atlanta like they should have. But it's hope. It gives us hope that possibly they will do it at some of these in some of these cities that need it the most. Shout out to everyone that's already in the chat. I appreciate everyone being here for this last minute live. I will be posting the link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts on this new news. And look, I appreciate everyone that drops in my DMs and sends me stories, because without you, we could not do what we do here on the channel. But this next story that I'm about to do about Porsha isn't really about Porsha, but you know, when you wrap yourself up in mess, you might get a little messy. So now there's a new story out about Falynn and Simon Guobadia's relationship. According to B. Scott in the B. Scott Show podcast, these guys had an open relationship. Look, as always, we will be citing our sources after the live, so be sure to check out the description of this video. And of course, those that are watching this after the broadcast, be sure to let me know your thoughts on this story. You know, we don't waste any time. We're already 3 minutes in. We're already getting to the tea. We're already getting to, can we retire the tea? I know I said this a few weeks ago. Can we really retire it? I had a really great conversation, sidebar. I had a really great conversation for my podcast that will be out next week with Up and Adam and his partner, Jason. Be sure to check that out. And if you haven't checked out the latest episode of my wellness podcast series on Kempire Radio's podcast, I tell my coming out story. Happy Pride Month. One of my friends texted me this morning, like, I really got to know a lot about you. Mind you, she knows a lot already from that podcast. So I probably need to go back and listen to it myself. Maybe I shared too much. So if you haven't subscribed to my podcast, be sure to subscribe. Kempire Radio on all podcast platforms. Let me get back to the conversation and the gossip that you guys are here for. Shout out to everyone that's already in the chat. I appreciate you all being here. We have almost 300 people already in the room. I didn't expect to report on this. I expected to do a live on the Real Housewives of New York. I think tomorrow what we will do is sort of like a mashup, Family Karma, Real Housewives of New York, and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Just because New York wasn't that great this week, and I hate to say that, but it wasn't. And we'll talk a little bit about the Real Housewives of Orange County shakeup tomorrow. Let's talk about this Real Housewives of Atlanta conversation. And it's not even Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's just Real Housewives of Atlanta adjacent. Because, and this is all Porsha's fault. Porsha. Before we begin, wait, hold on. Grace report. Girl, check your DMs. Check your DMs. I just saw your name. Check your DMs, because I saw you hit me up on TikTok, and I try to reach out to you on IG. So check your DMs. Shout out to the Grace report in the chat. Back to this. So according to Love B. Scott, in a B. Scott exclusive, according to them, Falynn and Simon had an open marriage, and they were always allegedly. I'm tired of saying allegedly. Can we come up with another word? Reportedly. Always looking for a third in their marriage. First of all, we're going to play a little bit from the podcast. And as you know, we always cite our sources. So after the live, be sure to check out the description of this area. Apparently, I can't put my sources too soon because, you know, folks. All right, let's get into some of what B. Scott said on their podcast. And look, I just want to preface this by saying we're not judging people that are in open relationships or like to welcome a third. But this is an interesting situation based off of how Simon has said that Falynn was cheating on him and blah, 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 blah. And also I have questions. Will Porsha be open to this sort of arrangement? Was the third person the reason why the divorce happened? We'll see. But let's take a listen to what B. Scott had to say.
Place. I mean, and I don't want to be shady. Now, I love the Lord, and the Lord, loves my heart. But of all the places for Falynn to go, I was a bit surprised at the venue that she selected.
I had never heard of it before. I've never heard of it.
I had never heard of the person before. Is no tea, no shade. The person follows me on Instagram. I'm pretty sure they are familiar with me, and I'm not trying to be shady. I was just shocked that was the venue. And so she did this interview, and it was very dramatically edited. They tried to make it feel like a 2020 special. It was like a 2020 special, and it was giving me a lot of things. And I think we have a little clip from it.
Fans were speculating that you may have been cheating on Simon.
Simon doesn't get caught unless Simon wants to be caught.
He convinced you to join a show, and now he's engaged to another one of the cast members.
God, the balls on him.
You had this woman in your home. She met your family. She swam in your pool. Do you resent that?
I meant what I said when I took my vows. It hurts. It hurts like hell. I love hard. I love really hard.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, I mean, before we can even process that, I have some exclusive information. So drop the exclusive.
A.B. Scott.
Exclusive! I know, that's right. So this is what I've been hearing. And I don't think I mentioned it on the last show or previous episodes, but what I've been hearing from a reliable source is that they were constantly looking for a third person. And so that's what was common for them. Like, I think they were, looking for a third person. I'm pretty sure that is like somewhere along the lines of swinging. And I also just find it, very interesting now, knowing this information that we know and the back and forth that's been transpiring since Falynn did her interview. Simon came out and provided what he called was, receipts of her cheating on him with this guy that, from my understanding, has been a lifelong friend. Is that correct, Denver?
It is. It is. He dropped a couple of receipts, what was it, yesterday? I think over the weekend, just security camera footage of them on the property that I guess he didn't know about. And the dates were a little confusing to me because Simon first filed for divorce back in January and then withdrew it. And then they tried to work it out. And then on Valentine's Day, they posted some picture of them talking about they were fighting for their love. And then 5 days later, on the 19th, he filed for divorce again. And one of the screenshots of the security camera, the date was 2/16, which was in between Valentine's Day and when he filed for divorce. So there's just a lot of like cloudy, weird stuff going on. And then if you back it all the way up, the picture that the guy, his name is Jalen, posted from Mexico when they were there was from November of 2020. So clearly the man he's accusing Falynn of cheating with has been in their orbit for quite some time.
Well, I'm going to stop it there for a second, y'all. Now with this whole, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Falynn Guobadia and Simon Guobadia allegedly, according to Love B. Scott, allegedly, they had an open marriage where they were always, just remember, these were B. Scott's words. They were always looking for a third. And this is not judging. There are a lot of people that have open marriages that do this all the time. But this is giving us a clearer picture on what may have happened in the relationship between Simon Guobadia and Falynn Guobadia. I know she goes now by Falynn Pina. But for the sake of legal documents, we're gonna continue to call her Falynn Guobadia. No shade, Falynn, just saying. Because I know I'm gonna slip and say Guobadia just because I like saying it. Shout out to my boy Up and Adam. As you guys can see, and no shade to B. Scott or anyone or any of these other people like Wendy or other people that do what we do. I know a lot of people are in their feelings that they didn't get this interview for whatever reason. Maybe they felt they could have done a better job, whatever it may be. And I do ask Adam his reaction to everyone's feedback on the interview and some of the jealous things that have been put out there during my recent interview with him and Jason. So stay tuned for that podcast episode very soon, next week. So stay tuned. Kempire Radio on all podcast platforms. Sorry. So as you can see, B. Scott feels a way about it, but B. Scott dropped an exclusive. And I think, and that's the thing, a lot of people are like, why, how come we're just hearing about this? And B. Scott posted this last Thursday. It's almost a week ago. And I'm behind on my podcast, but the podcast world, this is like the second time in the last couple of months that we've gotten some exclusives from a podcast. But this also may give us an insight, because I'm sure if you've ever been in an open relationship, and I never have because I'm just too possessive. I'm a Taurus. I know you guys are probably sick. You are always telling us you're a Taurus, just in case you wanted to know. I'm a Taurus. T8, not tourist, Taurus. The bull. I'm not into sharing. And as I said before, many times, from like Samantha from Sex and the City, you should always be the guest. But it ain't happening for me. Just saying. But I'm not judging anyone that does. I'm not judging anyone that does. But we have seen where when you're welcoming a third person into your relationship, sometimes that can cause complications. Sometimes that can be the downfall of your marriage. Now it's also making me wonder, is Porsha open to something like this? Is this something that Simon likes to do? Allegedly? Let's get back into more conversation about from B. Scott's podcast.
Jalen spoke out today, and I ran this earlier on the site, so if people want to check out lovebscott.com. He put his own receipts out. A screenshot of Simon texting Jalen back in January saying, "Hey, where's Falynn? Is she good? Is everything okay?" And Jalen went in to admit that he was basically her quote unquote best friend and assistant, and he was living in the house. That's why he was on security cam.
Well, she did post some like birthday pictures, I think, of himself in the house as well. So he's been all up and through their business for quite some time.
Absolutely.
So I don't know what Simon was trying to. I don't know what those pictures were supposed to prove exactly.
I think I think they are, in my opinion, they're trying to use what they may have to substantiate the story that they're trying to put out in the court of public opinion. From what my information, exclusive information that was brought to me, I just believe that they were just doing all type of things. And sometimes when two people start to pair off and do certain things together without the third person, then that becomes the problem. And so I don't even know for sure. I mean, they could have been, from what I understand, they could be the type of situation where Porsha, the way that Simon was looking at Porsha when she came over to the house, even in the footage that we saw on Housewives of Atlanta, I would not be surprised if Porsha stayed or came back later and they all kind of got down. I mean, I'm not saying that did happen, but I would need to know if that didn't happen. You get what I'm saying? So and I'm not judging either. This is not about judging, but I think what's happening is they're picking and choosing what they want to put out to help support whatever narrative. So he's trying to paint her as a cheating wife. And so that's why he can turn around and marry somebody or be engaged to somebody in less than 30 days. Or even during the damn ink. I don't think the ink is even settled yet, right?
No, they're still finalizing.
Yeah, so they haven't signed the contract yet, and you then moved on with somebody else. And at Mayweather boxing matches in Florida with Porsha. Did you see that? Porsha's down there, they're so excited. Like people, they can tell.
So what are the timestamps on Porsha being in the house on the security camera? That's what I want to see.
That's what I want to know.
In January or February, or March.
Because you can clearly see how he was looking at her on the show.
Mm-hmm.
He was sitting over there in the background looking at those women, and I'm sure he was, looking at Porsha's thing because it was thinging. And
always thing.
They probably, I just don't know. People get down. Like what we're learning is that people get down in a lot of different ways. We hear the Tiny and T.I. stuff. There's a lot going on with that, and then, and Candy, everyone knows this. It's not a slam. I'm not saying that Candy was doing what allegedly Tiny and T.I. was doing, but Candy also gets down in her own dungeon in her house. That's a known thing, but you have to, I think Candy has procedures and protocols in place.
Correct.
That protects
her.
It's a
vetting process.
It's a vetting process. It's procedures and protocols in place. And that's why she was so pissed when Phaedra came up with that, that lie that she told and brought Porsha into that lie, because she knows she has procedures and protocols in place and that would never happen. Because it becomes hard. The thing about it is that when you become famous, it's hard to be freaky as you were before you became famous. Because, now you have this money and people can come and say whatever they want to say or change the situation to completely different than what it was. And because you have a name and because you have the money, it sticks to you.
Yep.
And I will say this.
I want to pause it for a second, y'all. I love the conversation that's happening in the chat. There's a lot of speculation that can happen. But, this is what Candy's talking about. Every time something happens, anything that's outside the box when it comes to a relationship, Candy's name comes up. It comes up during the T.I. situation. It came up during the Bill Cosby situation. It comes up during this whole new story that we're talking about. I feel for Candy. Candy's like, can I just be a freak in my own home? I get it. But I love what B. Scott's saying here. It's like when you become famous, it becomes a little bit harder to be your freakishly free self. And when I say freakishly, I mean that in a good way, like a freak Nick. I heard they were bringing back Freak Nick. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. First of all, we have almost 600 people in the chat. Like this video if you haven't liked it already. And subscribe to the channel. We are growing. We are celebrating over 20,000 subscribers. We appreciate the growth and we appreciate you being here. Don't forget, you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV like this one, and so much more. Stay tuned for our reality TV recap of Family Karma, Real Housewives of New York, and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills tomorrow. At some point, y'all. It's been, look, I'm having work done on the house. I'm interviewing. I got podcasts to record. It's a lot. It's a lot. Oh, wait. Someone told me, well, hold on. Wait, I missed it. Oh, wait. Crystal said Freak Nick is, yep. Freak Nick is happening in October. That seems kind of cold to be having a Freak Nick. I guess it depends on where you're having it. Not that I've even been to Freak Nick. When Freak Nick was popular, I was way too young. Not that I would have went. And Freak Nick is not LGBT friendly, right? I don't know. See, I know nothing about Freak Nick. Y'all will let me know in the comments. How do we get on Freak Nick? Me. All right, there's more that B. Scott says in this podcast episode. As usual, we will be citing our sources, and we encourage anyone that's posting on this story to cite your sources as well. I appreciate some of the other vloggers that have been citing the sources of my recent interview with Marcella from All About the Tea. If you missed out on our coverage about that story, although I see it playing out on multiple channels, look, as you see here on the channel, I call myself the curator of pop culture. So I curate what I want to talk about. And this was a story I wanted to talk about. All that other stuff that's happening on these YouTube streets, we shall see how much I will say going forward. Okay, at this point, people just want attention, which is okay. All right, let's continue with this.
Regarding, Tiny and T.I. situation, I have yet to see or hear of any tangible evidence that we have right now. We don't even know the identities of the people, correct?
No, not a single one. I mean, we knew Sabrina, but even she's saying like she'll apologize or she'll drop her claims or whatever if he apologizes. So I'm like, you couldn't have been that traumatized.
Yeah.
I just think that happened to you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that I'm torn about, I think the whole situation with Falynn and Simon and Porsha is just messy. It's messy. is lowbrow. It's not something that I just don't think, like, I don't know. Like, I just wouldn't want my spirit to be a part of something like that. Like, it's just way too much. Like, I wouldn't want somebody, you just filed for divorce. Y'all are still, you know, and according to what he's saying, she's staying in a house that he's paying for right now to this day. And I think he probably should, being that he's still technically married to her. And at the same time, there's some other white woman that's posting Cash App payments from him.
Jesus Christ.
You know, the woman that we did the story on, Denver? So she is now posting Cash App payments that she got from him.
And I believe her.
Yeah.
I believe her.
I believe, you know, the thing about it, like, people with money, they just be doing a whole, you know, he probably thinks he deserves a harem. And Porsha's like, well, great, I can just use this on the show and I can flaunt this money for television. And, you know, she knows that most people in the audience, you know, people follow the money. So people get excited about those things. I mean, it's similar to Erica Jane. You know, now we know that Erica Jane's husband was stealing money from Tom, Dick, and Harry for Erica to come across as if she's this wealthy woman. And she was, but what her husband was doing was scrupulous.
Right.
And it's probably the same thing with Simon. You know, most of these billionaires, they ain't getting that money, you know, from loving the Lord and being a little baby Jesus. So it's just, I don't know. It's just like, the whole situation is just like, it's just so much, and it won't go away. Like, I just don't know what the answer is, but I didn't sign up for this.
I don't think any of us did.
I didn't sign up for this.
I do want to know what the rest of Falynn has to say. Like, I do wonder her perspective, because she hasn't really said much this entire time.
Yeah. And I feel like, you know, that's why Falynn should have come to a resource like me, because I would have got down to the nitty gritty. I would have asked her, is it true that you guys were looking for a third person all the time?
Okay, he's asking her the questions that she gave him.
Yeah, no, ma'am. You don't come on my show and tell me what questions I can ask you. That. It's kind of like what happened with old girl. You know, she was, you know, what's her name, Candace. Oh, and then Candace's husband popped off on The Interviewer. Did you see that? So no, Candace's husband from Potomac went off on The Interviewer because allegedly he lied during an interview that he did with Candace, his wife.
Oh, jeez.
And he was saying something, and people went in on him, was like, how could you be talking like this, especially during the Pride Month, and, you know, you know, just because you have an issue with him doing an interview that he did with your wife, how does that pertain to this particular interview, you know? And it's just, all of it is just bringing out all the mess. The whole situation is just like, oh my God. So yeah, I don't know, you know, what's next for Falynn and all of them, but I'm not sure that I mean, I guess some people would be excited to see this on a new season of Housewives, but to me, it's just, you know, I think we kind of.
Look, I don't know at this point how I feel about Falynn coming on Housewives with this story. I don't know how I feel. From what we hear, it's not happening. From what we hear, Falynn definitely isn't coming back. She has not been in the conversations of possibilities coming back this season. We're hearing that maybe Porsha won't have this relationship. And look, I've seen also people saying, is Porsha not coming back next season? That was never on the table, and that's a very good check. I just don't see it. You remember a couple of months ago, people were speculating when she took the RHOA out of her bio, oh, Porsha's leaving Atlanta, well, leaving the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I didn't believe that either. That's her best check. Yes, she has other checks with Dish Nation and she's working on other projects, but that's her best and most consistent check. Let's be real. Let's be real. The reason why she has some of these other checks is because of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Doesn't mean that she won't ever leave, but I also don't see this whole Simon Guobadia situation playing out during the season. And if it is, look, I also heard rumors, and this is a rumor. This is a rumor. I'm just going to say this again. That the reason why Porsha is able to get the narratives that she wants on the show, the reason why she was able to get that, scene taken out from last season is because of some personal relationships with production, allegedly. I mean, I've seen it. Look, I've worked in the corporate world. Look, anywhere you work, you see how certain people get away with things because of their quote unquote personal relationship. That could be sexual. That could be just because they like this person more, maybe because they're friends. We see it all the time. And I never thought about it until I heard that rumor. And I said, you know what? That sounds like a possibility. That makes more sense, because it was like, why would they allow her to have that much influence on taking an episode out? And I really thought, gullible me, because I can be gullible, I thought to myself, well, maybe, she's been on there a long time. Maybe the sensitivity around Black Lives Matter. That's why they took that scene out. But then when I heard this rumor, I keep saying it, rumor, that she has a personal relationship, be it, you can define personal any way you like. I don't know. I'm not in the room. That would explain why she's been able to get away with not really having a storyline. Okay. And I know Nene said said the same thing about Candy, saying that Candy's a snitch. Candy, sucks up to production and in the network, and that's why she's still on the show, even though she doesn't have a storyline, allegedly. Hold on, y'all. Let me drop this link so you guys can call in and share your thoughts. Hold on. Let me just pin it. Hold on, y'all. Oh, goodness. We have almost 700 people in the chat. I appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget, you get daily and consistent hot topics here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out when we have breaking news. This is breaking news, even though this podcast episode on Love B. Scott, B. Scott, the B. Scott Show on Apple Podcasts was out from almost a week ago. But no one picked it up. Which is all right. I love it when we find something. And trust and believe, you're going to start seeing it roll out. Remember where you heard it here. You heard it here first. Okay. I said I wasn't taking callers until we get to 200 likes, and I'm sticking with it because I'm a stubborn Taurus. We're at 187 according to my computer. Let's get to 200 likes and I'll start taking calls. But besides that, if you're just joining us, we're talking about this new conversation that's exclusive from B. Scott that is reporting that, according to them and their sources, allegedly, God, I'm tired of saying it. I should do what Jolene and Busy do. Shout out to them. I love them. Allegedly, just across the screen. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that. Everything I say is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Speaking of, don't forget, I dropped by Femme Tarot's YouTube channel to do a tarot reading. She reads the tarot cards. I read them for filth. Of Chrissy Teigen. And if you missed my coverage of the Chrissy Teigen saga from yesterday, I did 2 videos yesterday on that mess. Check that out here on the YouTube channel. Hold on. Before we get... we're at 2:32. All right. I love when you guys come together and get it done. Nia, thank you so much for the super chat. Nia says this: I'm starting to believe that BLM thing was used to put her in another light. I feel like they knew, but wanted to do everything to make her look like a good person. This will lighten the blow. Oh, I love when you guys have speculation. Let's take some callers since we already reached our goal. Let's keep those likes coming because we have over 700 people watching. Thank you, Deeper Than Skin Deep. New subby, love it here. And I love it. I appreciate your super chat. I'm going to bring up a couple of familiar faces. Hold on one second. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Oh, here she is.
Wait, listen, we coordinate.
Are you kidding me?
We coordinate.
Oh,
You ladies
girl, bitch, yes.
You guys are a mess. All right.
We are okay.
All right. Miriam, what are your... Oh, we dropped you. Miriam, I'm just going to mute... Shantae, I'm just going to mute your mic. Okay. Miriam, thoughts on this situation? I know you have.
First, I need to give a shout out to Shantae. She's on her own naming people. She named Porsha poor. Sha, like, wow, that's amazing. And Simon, Lyman Guobadia, this will go down to the history books. Just, I needed to say that. And I will borrow the names and I will always give you credit when I have to. I am not surprised. I am not. And I feel like everybody is upset. For me, the breaking news is how jealous everybody is from Adam for getting the scoop.
Yeah.
Jealousy is like surfacing all over people. Like everybody will get their shot. Nobody takes away anything that's yours. Remember that what is yours, not anyone's to get. So stop hating on Adam.
My sidebar, I did ask Adam about all of the reaction and backlash that he's gotten since the interview and the shade that he's gotten. We talked a lot, and they were very candid during this conversation. So stay tuned for that on the Kempire Radio podcast.
Oh, and today he's gonna get more shade because he got RR there. He got the attorney.
Yeah.
Extraordinary. He's gonna get shade. It's my intuition. But if history tells the future, we know what's going to happen. We know. So I am not surprised. And I think there was a throuple with rumor in my head. It's in my head. Look at my name. Allegedly.
Oh, they put your name up.
The picture that you showed of Mother's Day celebration. Remember that picture?
Yes.
Hold on. Like a throuple picture.
Do you? Well, first of all, I don't know if I believe they're a throuple.
I do, because there's business ventures like common between Lyman Guobadia.
Yes.
It's the menace. So, and and Porsha, she fits right into it. And she's very open to everything. She said it, not me. She's very open.
You are so shady today.
You're shady this morning. I'm trying to keep up with you.
Oh. But wait, so let me ask you this question. So you believe, because look, maybe the reason why I want to play devil's advocate, maybe Simon decided to end his relationship with Falynn because he didn't want to have, a third person in the relationship anymore. I'm going to play devil's advocate. Stop making the faces.
Okay, what is the tagline of the Lord is? I'm not gullible.
Oh.
Please, no. Listen, I think it's just a dancing chair, a moving chairs move. I think because this is what they do. He asked Falynn to have Porsha as the third or the addition to visit them. And then at first, I really think he thought that Falynn was going to be portrayed in the show as a housewife, but he realized that after editing and after everything is aired, she never got a contract. So he was like, no, I need fame. So he moved on to Porsha. And because Porsha, she has that image that she created that is fake, and she wants to protect it. So she said, okay, you got to leave her. We can't be like this. And that's what Lyman did. Because he wants to be on the show. He wants fame. That's what he wants. He doesn't care about Porsha. I mean, Porsha.
Oh, God, Shantae. I'm putting you on mute for a sec. You're on time out, Miriam. Shantae, hold on. Let me unmute you. There you go.
Yes.
What's your reaction to this information that we just found out?
So when I was watching Adam's interview last Thursday.
Was it just last Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wasn't Thursday the 10th, or was that Wednesday? That was Thursday.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And
it's so long ago at this point.
Yeah. Somebody in the live chat during the interview said it sounds like they did threesomes. So somebody had dropped that information. I was like, what? And I'm like, how did you get that out of what she just said? It was around the time when she started mentioning about them going to therapy, couples therapy, and him saying Simon doesn't get caught unless he wants to get caught. And I thought that was so random. So it's so funny that all of a sudden this also came out Thursday on his not Adam's podcast, but on Love Speak Scott. And I'm like, I don't know. But I'm not willing to believe that they asked Porsha to be involved, if this is even true. I would be willing to bet either they were, or Falynn either maybe didn't want to do it anymore. if at all, if they were doing it. And maybe that was a part of what led to the breakdown. So of course he naturally started, being all creepy, which we all saw. The whole television viewing audience saw him being creepy, peeping around that swimming pool.
I said it
Knowing
because I saw it.
reputation that she gets down like that because of that one season where it came out about her and Candy. So I think there's a little, I think it's one of those things that's a little blurry and a little fudged, and the truth is somewhere in the middle, and we'll never really know. But he certainly is down for doing that thing, because ugly people have a slamming sex life. So I can't say it enough.
Really?
I hate ugly people because I'm not ugly, but they do. They have a slamming sex life. Look, I've been single a long time. Because that's the problem of being cute. We think we don't got to put forth the effort, and I'm paying for that dearly. So
I can't wait. Between you and Miriam right now. Wait, I want to take some callers. Stay right there.
All right.
Wait, what did you want to say, Miriam? Go ahead quickly.
About B. Scott, like when he said, "Oh, she should have came here so that I would have gotten to the nitty gritty," but that's why she went to Adam. She wanted just to wish Guobadia well, and she's still in love with him. That's what she says. I'm gonna believe her because till now, I don't see anything that indicates that she's lying. But let's face it, she's the scorned wife, and she's still the wife. She's still his wife.
Lord. Danielle, what are your thoughts on this story?
The same thing I've been saying. This has all been planned. I'm totally here for the threesome. I believe it happened. That's what. Don't make that face. Don't know how they get down in Atlanta. The word has always been in Atlanta. That's how women keep their men, is by allowing someone else into the bedroom.
Is that the word?
That's been the word for years. Where have you been?
in my house, minding my business.
Even before quarantine, because that's been the word before quarantine. Hence why Candy and Tiny always come up in these type of conversations, because word on the street is this is what they've always done for years.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Saint J.
I can't. Lonnie, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, people are into threesomes because even on dating apps, you see couples like looking for a third. I've seen in
That's
swiping,
true.
you see like a lot of people looking like for them. Sometimes it's to have a throuple. Sometimes
I've seen that too.
Sometimes it's just the husband maybe wants to watch and whatnot. But I think the whole situation, first of all, Porsha can be brought in any praise. I think she's trying to live her best Erica Girardi, which I actually just saw Housewife and the Hustler. I know I'm so late.
It came out Monday.
Oh, it did? Okay.
You're not that late.
But it's just trying to find someone with money, and I don't think that Porsha was the one that they wanted as a threesome. I think if anything, they probably wanted someone who was anonymous, someone who they don't have ties to, because most people who do have threesomes don't really want ties with that person. They don't want you to be a friend. They don't want to have ties with you. So I don't think that it was ever Porsha.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think Porsha wouldn't want to be a part of that. I think if anything, Portia's like, no, I want to be the next woman in line to take the bag.
Oh, damn. So you don't believe that they ever had anything, all three of them?
No.
I have a question for all of y'all.
What, have we done threesomes?
No, silly, not. So I've been thinking we always go back to how Dennis and Simon knew each other through previous business ventures. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering how much truth it is to that, because the story is that back when Dennis used to do club promoting, Simon had clubs. So it could be that they did. I just don't know. I think that was part of the storyline, just like Porsha and Falynn actually had friends. I don't know if I believe the history that they're trying to put out there. I just think it's all fake.
Really? Yeah, I don't think they were ever girlfriends like that. I think if anything, they just their husbands. I think that it was more of like a Beyonce and Kim Kardashian thing. Like their husbands were friends, but they were just kind of like they saw each other when their husbands were together, kind of thing.
And she was featured on the show.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Miriam, I know you have thoughts. For those that are just joining us, first of all, we have almost 900 people in the room. I didn't even notice the number. Let's get these likes up to at least 500. Come on, y'all. Y'all know y'all like it. Y'all like this tea.
Like, chicka bang bang that like.
I can't. Okay, Miriam, thoughts?
I think all of the above can be a little bit true. You know, I feel like, yes, they were not real friends, but we didn't see Beyonce or Kim Kardashian like do with each other or you know, or be
That we know of.
engaged, that we know of. No, they're not engaged anymore. Like they didn't get engaged. Like Kim didn't get engaged to Jay-Z and Beyonce didn't get engaged to Kanye.
I was thinking something else.
Me too.
Okay. Well, we digress. I feel like it's all wrapped. Of course, Porsha sees the clickbaits and the notoriety in this, or infamous, or be infamous. There are some people, they don't care if they're famous or infamous. All they care is that their name is up there, negative or positive. They want to be on the Google search all the time. So I think, of course, she saw that opportunity, but I don't see as, I don't know how it began, but if we see the Bolo situation, of course, like there was a free going on that night over there. Oh yeah.
But technically, no, because if it was Tanya, she was engaged, and Portia's relationship status is a little murky.
Yeah.
St. J, thank you so much for the super chat. St. J says this: threesomes help strengthen the couple's relationship. Are you telling us that, or I'm trying to understand where you're coming
I agree with that 1,000%.
Okay, Danielle, tell us why.
Well, no, and to Lonnie's point and to St. James' point, it's sometimes all couples don't need this, but it's a combination of a few things. Sometimes the guys need to realize that the grass is not always green on the other side of town. Same thing with women. I know women who've cheated. And sometimes it just makes you miss what you had at home, or make you realize that you don't want to be out in these streets again because the streets are not good to you.
Definitely not these YouTube streets.
Well, there's that.
Tanya put herself there all night.
Shantae, what are you laughing at, Shantae?
That's what I'm like. How you know, St. J? I wouldn't know. I've been asked twice to be the guest. I'm like, nah. Once by just some regular, ordinary people, and the second time was by a semi-famous rapper and his wife. So I never.
Oh hell, Shantae, how you gonna?
I said no both times because I don't get down like that. That ain't my thing. I was very flattered.
T.I. and Tiny?
No.
Semi-famous.
Look,
right,
like one-hit wonder famous. What's define semi-famous?
Yeah, define. Give us
like a B-list, C-list.
Who is the semi-famous that we know?
I'll give you some clues. I'll give you a couple clues. He was in a group. He's like he hasn't been in anything recently. Not that I know anyway. His wife is not famous. Nobody knows who his wife is, but she is Spicy White. What else?
Spicy White. What does that mean?
She's from another country, from another European country. Yeah. He's black, but she's Spicy White. I think that's what we.
Oh my God, I know.
Who?
I'm not gonna say it here.
Okay, well, you're gonna tell me. Message me.
Yeah.
We want to know.
You think you know?
I think I know. I have to think about it.
Rap group?
No.
What'd you say he was in a group? So I'm confused.
I'm mad at us trying to break this
was
down.
in a group.
Right.
A
male rap group.
Can you give us one more clue? One more clue, Shantae, if you can.
He.
Did they have a beef with?
Ooh, I don't want to. That might give it away. He's probably the more recognizable in the group.
Is this a group from the 90s or 2000s?
The 90s.
Oh, I'm so. Oh wait, some people in the chat were guessing what I was guessing, but then I changed my mind.
Oh
Well, I'm
God.
gonna have. Well, let me get back to the chat. Then go into them. Let me go see. Let me go see what everybody's saying.
Ladies, stay on the line. I want to take some callers.
Oh my God.
Stay on the line. Let me take some callers. Finally, Justice, I'm going to bring you up. But wait, before we do that, we have almost 900 people in the chat. Before we even let me get to 400 before I take any callers. Let's get to 400, y'all. Let's like this video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Shout out to everyone that's already sent in a super chat. We don't require you guys to send the super chats. I love it if you like the video. I love if you engage in the conversation in the comment section or in the live chat. That's an easy way of supporting the channel. I'm not requiring you to send a super chat in for you to be here on the channel. We ain't that type of people. All right. We're almost there. 400, y'all. Let's get there. Thank you, Helen, for the super chat. I appreciate you. She says this. I'm 50. You're 52? Come on through Helen's pearls. I'm 52 years old, divorced, started dating a 55-year-old, and he asked me about a threesome. Old folks are doing this too, shaking my head. I have older friends in their 50s, and they out here. They are out here. We're 10 likes away from 400. Let's go, y'all. And I'll take some more callers. So if you're just joining us, I'm revealing to you an B. Scott exclusive that was aired almost a week ago. See, y'all be sleeping on the tea. I'm surprised maybe they didn't expect it to come out. Maybe they didn't expect. I found it, and I'm reporting on it. Apparently, allegedly, Simon Guobadia and Falynn Guobadia always were looking for a third person in their relationship, allegedly. And maybe this was the downfall of their relationship. Who knows? Or maybe Porsha still was the downfall of the relationship. Who knows? All right, we're already at 400. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. We're going to take some callers. I'm going to bring up Finally Justice. Hi, Finally Justice. Unmute.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. And I'm glad you spoke on this because I remember hearing about this a while ago about them being in a poly relationships, it sounded like. And it just sounds like they're honestly trying to keep this storyline going to just promote themselves. I think on it, and also with the way Porsha acted in this season and also in previous seasons with the way she's been so easily influenced by couples, I do believe that if it was that they came to her to, be a part of something, I think just Porsha had that WAP and she won first place. So, and Falynn didn't want to pick, and Falynn couldn't be on the back of the bus no more because either Falynn got pushed to the side on the bench.
Wait. Finally, Justice. So this is your speculation. So you're speculating that they did have a threesome, allegedly. And like sometimes the worst horror story is that Simon fell in love with Porsha because her thang is better, and Falynn got jealous, and that was the downfall of their relationship.
Yeah, I think that really was. Because I think Simon's very controlling and probably wouldn't let Falynn be with whoever would have made Falynn happy, as well as him being happy with Porsha. And also with her not getting a contract for Atlanta or even being like invited back to be a friend or start working herself up, and especially since she got engaged with that trash LaToya, it really brought her value down. As with the whole running around the house trying to chase her down in a Medusa outfit. Like, it wasn't cute. It wasn't adding anything extra to the show. Maybe if it was Love and Hip Hop, she would have got signed, but it isn't. So
finally,
that's just my words. Toodles.
I love it. Thank you, Finally Justice. Hold on, Alicia, I'm gonna bring you up. Hi, Alicia.
Hey. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me. So I was going to say, as far as Falynn and Simon having a third party, she kept talking about like a spiritual journey and then pushing each other. So I just feel like that's probably not a thing for them, especially because they just got married. They've only been married for 2 years according to her, 1.5 according to him. So Porsha, yeah, that's Porsha's thing. Because Candy, when the whole scandal happened with Candy, she said she even tried to ask my friend if she can go home with her and her man. So that is a Porsha thing for sure. But as far as like Fallon and Simon, like I don't think that that's something that they would do. I feel like the whole thing is manufactured for like attention because Simon, his son, I think his name is Quentin. He and his son have like this production company where they make movies. So if you go onto his IMDb, you'll see information about the movies that they've produced. And they've mostly produced like Black cultural movies, or I don't think they were African, but I think they were more kind of Black cultural African kind of movies. And so because of that, I think that he's trying to garner some attention for that. And then Portia's trying to garner attention for herself. Now, as far as Fallon, I think she's kind of left out the fray. They're not together because they are having issues. And I think that the one guy that she's with, her best friend, is
Jalen,
really her friend.
right?
Yeah, Jalen, who's probably helped her through some difficult times. But he doesn't, I feel like he doesn't really like that or want them around. That would create some insecurity in your relationship when you're, newly married. And then on top of that, she already said that she stops him from spending money because he wants to spend money, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, that jet, I hate that jet, I hate that thing. Okay, well, he want to spend money, and she's like, no, we need to save it all. So what do? I'm getting rid of you. I'm about to go spend my money. And I'm about to be out here living la vida loca. Okay, I'm about to be out here living my life the way that I want to live without having to deal with you and the things that you want, or living the way you want me to live. So, and I think, and here's the crazy part. Now, this is a prediction. Now, that whole Jalen thing when she proposed to him, that was probably way back when. It's probably a joke and all of that. But I know she's going to do that shit again. Watch.
Wait, what do you mean? Who's going to do what again?
Fallon is going to propose to Jalen again. Watch. And this time it's supposed to be real. Watch.
But I heard rumor on the street. Wow. Look, rumor on the street. That's like her good Judy.
Well, they've been like kicking it and going out now. So
I hope not.
He's gonna get. He proposed to Porsha somehow. We never saw it. But
oh no, people are saying in the chat that's not the same guy. I thought that too. That wasn't the same guy.
Who? That's not Jalen?
No.
Okay, well, she's gonna propose to somebody. She might go back to that, but she gonna go get a man to propose to. Watch, because she's trying to get on this show. This is all about getting Fallon on. Yeah, and eventually she will get on, but it's just not her time yet. But that is my prediction. Nene still coming back, not this season, but future seasons, we will see Nene back. Fallon will eventually be on the show, and so will LaToya. And what's her name? What's that girl name? Drew. She's gonna take LaToya down by the end of the show. Boom. Now make sure y'all record this, write it down. Remember I said, because it's gonna happen.
Okay, Alicia. Thank you so much for calling again.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. Winnie, Mom, I'm gonna bring you up.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
I'm good. Listen, I'm gonna get a little bit where I gotta do a little bit of read. Is that okay?
That's okay.
I'll be good, I promise. But listen, Sly Man is a pie man. Remember, I wrote a little poem out there. Sly Man is a pie man. And then then he met, you know who, Porsha, right? And then he kicked Falynn out that door. So little Sly Man was a pie man. Then he met a thirsty hoe and kicked Falynn right out the door. So you know what? I'm telling you, there's something with Simon. He seems like he is a narcissistic type man. He wants fame. There's been all kinds of receipts out here on the YouTube streets about Simon. And let me tell you, child, some of his businesses He hasn't even paid, like, you're supposed to pay yearly or whatever for your license. He hasn't even paid those, but he got all this money. He hasn't paid them. They're closed. He has all these businesses all over that are closed up. And according to some YouTube streets, some receipts have been out there, his first wife had the money, honey. His first wife had the bag. And he got with her, and then he started building up his own stuff. Those women don't want to be involved with that man. They already know how he is. That's why those women are like, go ahead, girl, take him, Porsha. Good luck with that, Porsha. You think you're going to get all that? Good luck. He's going to have a prenup. He's going to have you, honey, you're going to get nothing. Enjoy the fame. Simon wants the fame. Simon thought Falynn was going to get herself on the show. That's what he was planning. But then old Porsha started up. Oh, I'm in the pool. Oh, yeah, I'm shaking it. Yeah, come look at me. When you could tell when Porsha walked in that house, she was literally looking around like, I can get this bag. I know how I can do it. And by the way, Porsha is supposed to be some kind of minister. We all forget this stuff, don't we? We all forget this. If you look online, she is spewing the most homophobic rant, preaching like she is like the Virgin damn Mary, right?
But in all fairness, Winnie, I have to say she did apologize when that leaked. We have to look. We have to be.
I don't care.
Fair.
I don't care. Keep apologizing, Porsha. Keep on, because I'm not buying it. She got caught with her little pants down, and she went, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I've changed now. I understand everything. Yeah, the Underground Railroad doesn't have a conductor. I got it. And guess what else? I mean, I can't take it." I'm like, listen, get yourself educated. Represent as a strong Black woman. Don't be trying to be like looking at other people's men and all that. And Simon is not all that. He has some issues with how he looks too. I'm sorry. He's worried Falynn was going to go out tripping on him. He was gone 2 months. Where were you at? And he left his kids, his 2 special needs children with autism, with her to take care of them. Well, he was off. And by the way, there's receipts. Porsha went to the same place he did. It was like Costa Rica or something like that in Colombia. Friggin' Porsha went. And Falynn was sitting home watching his kids. Are you kidding me? That would have never happened with me, child. They would have found Simon down the bottom of the stairs or something. That would not have been happening with me. I could not believe it. And a lot of people forget how Porsha looked a long time ago. She looked like she was playing tennis or something. She was real tight, like she was a basketball player. She was very thin. And then she went out and got all that work done, honey. Got her boobs, got her butt, everything done. But she isn't real. She is not real. Her mama raised her up. She was a hoe in training growing up.
Oh, come on.
Now she graduated. She done graduated. Now she went through the music industry. Candy, she was with Block. She was going through the music industry first. Actually, NFL first, right? Cordell. She was his beard. And anyways, then she ran through the music industry. Then she went to the hot dog industry, right? And now she thinks she got a great, then she thinks, I don't know what else to call it. I mean, it makes me laugh every time I think of it. And now she's with, she thinks she got herself a rich African man and she wants fame and that man wants fame. He's going to drop her just like he dropped Falynn. He goes from person to person. He probably got 3 people already. He might be married 4 times over in Africa. Who knows? But that man wants fame. That's what he wants. He wants to look good. He wants people to look at him, talk about him. That's what he wants. He already had the other stuff, right? He got his cars. He had all this. Oh, and by the way, the house that they were in filming on RHOA, they'd only been in that house a month.
Yeah.
They sold that other house to make it look good. It was all looking good. It was fake. So I can't take it. But anyways, I just want to share that with you. I love your show. I love your chat. You all are great people. I have a great time over here. So thank you very much for everything you do. But I just had to spill a little bit more tea because I can't, if they're in threesomes, whatever, I probably, hey, Porsha, she go down anywhere. She was like, impregnate me. Someone going to munch me tonight, And I'm like, she's going to do it, right? So Porsha, she's okay. She'll go wherever. But, Falynn, I don't know. She seems a little, stiff. I don't know if she's down for all that, but maybe she go down. I don't know. But
she's a Taurus. Look, she's a Taurus. Wink, wink. Winnie, thank you so much for calling in. You made me laugh.
Thank you. You make me laugh all the time. I love you.
Thank you. T. Maria, I'm gonna bring you up. First of all, before we have over 1,000 people watching, like this video. Matter of fact, I'm not bringing anyone out till we get up to 500 likes. If you're just joining us, we're talking about this story, exclusive story from B. Scott's podcast, where they were talking about Falynn and Simon's alleged open relationship, where they were always looking for a third. So people are speculating that maybe this was the downfall of their relationship. Maybe. Look, we've seen this. We've talked about this. We can have an open conversation. Oh, an open conversation about open relationships. I personally, honestly, look, I might change my mind in a few years. You never know. When you get older, you have different experiences that open up your mind. I'm 40. I don't think that's happening. As I said, as Samantha said from Sex and the City, always be the guest. And I don't see me welcoming someone into my house. Like, I barely want people in my house now. Never mind a stranger into my relationship. Ugh. Shout out to my fellow Taurus gang in the building. All right, we're almost at 500 likes. Like this video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. And don't forget, a new episode of my podcast, Kempire Radio, available on all podcast platforms. If you're looking for a link for your platform, head on over to KempireRadio.com. My coming out story, I shared it with you. One of my friends texted me this morning and was like, I feel like I know so much more about you after this. And then I said, oh my God, what did I say? What did I say on this podcast? I said, I might need to go take that down. So if you want to hear it before I take it down, head on over, subscribe. Don't forget to rate and review. Also, if you missed our recap of The Housewife and the Hustler, be sure to check that out. We even had a special guest. Emily D. Baker dropped by yesterday, breaking down these new legal conversations that came out in regards to Erica Girardi being dropped by her attorneys officially through the courts. Not a good look, but Emily broke it down for us. If you missed that, be sure to check it out on the Kempire Daily YouTube page. I love how Miriam's like, you got 505. Thanks, Miriam. Let's take a couple of callers and then we will bring back some familiar faces. T. Marie, I'm going to bring you up. Hey.
Hey, Wagwan.
Not much. How are you?
I'm good. I really believe they were in an open relationship because Falynn did say she tried everything. What else could you have tried?
Oh.
What else? She said she tried everything to save her marriage. And I think that the reason they are getting a divorce, it's because of Porsha. Because look at it, she is a public figure. What if it came out that she was in a relationship with both of them? She wanted to be a wife, something that she would not be able to become if Falynn was still the wife. So I think that it was all orchestrated by Porsha because it would not be a good look for her, seeing that she's a public figure and so forth.
Yeah.
Portia's her lifetime accomplishment is to become a wife of a rich man.
Lord. Wow.
It is true. It is true. What about the other news about the Falyn's car that he gifted Porsha? And Porsha said she didn't like the color, so he brought it back to the dealership. He is a fake and he is a fraud. And Porsha is a yamhead, a yamabella. And she is no Kempire, this is not a joke. It is serious. Falynn tried everything. So that's the reason she was shocked. When I watched The Real Housewife and when they were in the pool and he was like a predator looking out, like, it was so sickening to even rewatch.
Oh my God.
So
I'm so glad you brought that up, T. Maria, because you're right. I forgot that part of the interview that she said that.
Yes, and I know that, well, I'm a Cancer and Porsha is a Cancer. And let me tell you, what Cancer wants, Cancer is going to get.
Oh my God.
It's true. So I know that Porsha wanted this. She needed it. She is gloating right now. I don't think that she feels sad about the situation because she's getting what she has always wanted.
Oh my God, T Maria, thank you so much for calling in and calling her a yam head.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Ogu, Ago. I apologize. Look, my pronunciation is never the best, but thank you so much for the super chat. She says, "Hey, Kempire, just here to send you some major love. Congrats on hitting over 20K. This is only the beginning. Say hi to Miriam for me, Team Twirl." Y'all are a mess. Y'all are a mess. Amy, I'm gonna bring you up for a quick comment. Hey.
Hey.
Are you at the gym?
I am.
You better work out.
I just want to give you some quick thoughts that I have on this whole situation.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So what I think happened is that Porsha and Simon used to date a long time ago. Remember how Kenya always said that she was dating an African?
Yes.
And Simon and Fallon broke up for those 9 months. I think Simon and Porsha was dating then, and Porsha probably was like, hey, it's me or her. So she probably got back with Fallon. She got back with Dennis. And then things weren't working out, and they probably started messing around. And then she was probably like, how do we get rid of her? Let me get her on the show so you don't have to pay all this alimony. That's what I think happened.
Wow. I love when you guys speculate. Amy, thank you for that speculation. Now my mind is going to run wild, and I know Miriam's going to run wild with it too.
Yeah. So I'm going to get back to my workout.
Enjoy. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right. Bye.
That's speculation. Oh my gosh. I never thought of it that way. Did you all hear what she said? That during that break that Simon and Fallon had, well, first of all, she said beforehand that maybe, because, Porsha allegedly loved the Africans, according to Claudia Jordan, that they knew each other from back then. And then when Simon had the break with Fallon, maybe they linked back up. Now, this is you guys are, I love how y'all think. I see Miriam acting up in the background. I'm going to bring you guys up so we can round out this conversation. We have over 1,000 people watching. Subscribe to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. This is where you're getting daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. If you have not checked out some of the stories that we already posted this week, I can't believe it's hump day already. Like, where did the week go? Oh, but anyways, let's take some callers. Some familiar faces. Rumor has it, Danielle, Lonnie, Shantae. All right, ladies, last minute thoughts. I'll start with Shantae because Miriam always has something to say. No shade. We love it that she has something to say. But I want to get to everyone. Shantae, last minute thoughts.
Yeah, it's just more messy on top of messy on top of messy. And we got some months, so I know there's going to be more messy. Next week it'll be a bigger shocker. So, my theory, I stand by that they probably were on the flirtation tip before they even started filming. Since, like I said, him and Dennis knew each other. Her and Dennis were supposedly on the outs. They probably met at some function or something. Either way, I think Porsha. I really do feel like the root of a lot of this for Porsha. She has not fully healed from the emotional trauma of her marriage with Cordell ending the way it did. Because remember, she talked about wanting to be a traditional wife, wanting to be this, wanting to be that. She on a complete 180 with this Princess of Thoughtlandia bullshit. And it's just like, I really think it's how she's self-medicating. She never really got therapy on her own. They went to that therapy session when she first came on the show. She supposedly went to anger management, but she never got any real emotional therapy to deal with Porsha. So I think the sooner she does that, she could maybe, I don't know, she's less than smart, so who knows? But I really do think there's an emotional trauma she never fully dealt with. And that's why she just seems to be on all of this. It just seems to be like second nature for her. And we just look at her like, Porsha.
And I mean, Shantae, that makes a lot of sense because, like I said, I've interviewed Porsha before in her very first season on Atlanta, and she's a very different woman than who she was back then.
Absolutely. Like I said, with it was the way, like I said, her wanting to be this traditional wife so badly, it was really something she probably just put her heart into. And then when it was just ripped from her, she didn't have time to deal with it. So, she just did what was the easiest thing to do, which was go out, be free and single. And this is how she does it. So I would, as much as I don't really care for her, I would like to see her deal with it. I would.
Amen. Shantae, thank you so much for calling in as always. Lonnie, last minute thoughts on this hot topic?
I just want to say your skin is glowing, especially on the big screen that I'm watching you.
Oh, good dermatologist.
It's like glowing. This may be a long shot. I'm a Cancer as well. Yes, birthday is next Wednesday.
Oh my God. Happy early birthday.
Thank you. But a part of me kind of just really thinks that Porsha doesn't even love herself. I think she tries to find love in men, and more importantly, she tries to find love in rich men. And how rich is Dennis? Like, is he like Beverly Hills rich? Like,
really?
Vanderpump's like rich?
You really went to Beverly Hills rich? You know he's not Beverly Hills rich. Let me not say that. I don't know.
Because I'm like, Porsha, with endorsements in the show, you can have your own rich. Like, you don't need an ugly man like that. Damn. I mean, he is. I mean, I'd have to be drunker than I am now to be like, messing with that. I was happy hour.
Wait a second.
I mean,
why are you talking about this man like this? Look at that face tune.
I'd have to drink brown liquor for that one.
Damn! Not the brown liquor. Look at the difference. Look at this.
And possibly some medicated gummies. I would need all of it.
Not medicated gummies.
Mm-hmm.
Picture.
Oh wait, you want to see it again, Miriam? Which one you want to see, Miriam? This one?
Yeah, this is photoshopped.
That is Facetune galore.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, thank you. But I think that she really needs to. I mean, I think that she shouldn't be on the show because I think if Bravo execs are really looking at this, she's not exempting the behavior of what their franchise is. And I think someone even mentioned that she's more like Love and Hip Hop, and she is. She's turning herself into Love and Hip Hop, and this is not what their franchise is about. Now, granted, everybody has their messy, everyone has their drama and their own little thing, but you're taking it to like the extreme. And I think that I feel like with what she's doing in her personal life, it's turning it more into like a Love and Hip Hop or like a trash show, even worse, with that. But she does hoe around. I mean, she does. And I think she just bounces from one to the next one for a paycheck and tries to live that lifestyle. And it's like, you can afford that lifestyle on your own if you were smart enough and actually use your brain versus what's between your legs. Like, she has a brand, like you have a brand, you're very popular on the show, you get paid from the show. If you actually like put yourself out there with endorsements and put yourself out there within the right circles, you could be making so much more money. But you try to go on Sugar Daddy Meet Africa and find men on that and think you're...
Is that really an app?
Sugar Daddy Meet? Oh my God, yes.
Wait. But Sugar Daddy Meet Africa?
Well, I don't know about Africa, but there is one here in America. I'm sure you can probably specify what person you want to deal with. But that's usually for like the 20-year-olds because they're usually much older men. And 20-some-year-olds that need a sugar daddy or sugar boy, they want, that. But I really do think she needs to be off the show. And, maybe one of Andy's people are looking at this and she needs to be off the show and find someone who is a housewife and someone that's not hopping from this bed to that bed. That's all.
Oh, Lonnie, thank you so much for sharing your truth on this and opening me up to Sugar Daddy Meets.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Danielle, last minute thoughts on this hot topic. For those that are just joining us, we have over 1,000 people in the chat. Let's get to 600 likes. I mean, I would prefer 1,000 likes, but let's get to 600 likes. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. You're getting daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. And if you would like an unedited version where we talk about some of your favorite hot topics on my podcast, be sure to subscribe to Kempire Radio on all of your podcast platforms. Danielle, last minute thoughts on this hot topic of Porsha's fiance, allegedly, Simon Guobadia and Falynn Guobadia, had an open relationship and like to always add a third?
Okay, couple of things. One, shout out to my niece, Kayla Bear. She just texted me to say that she's listening. So, hey, Kayla. Two, I agree with part of what Shantae said about Porsha not being fully healed. I don't think that anything was disrupted from her marriage not working with Cordell. I think she was young. I don't think she wanted to be in that white picket fence happily ever after marriage. I think that's what she was put into as a young person, and she was like, okay, this is what my mom told me I have to do. This is what I'm going to do. Because to everyone's point is once she came out of that marriage, that we got a whole new different Porsha. We got a whole BBL. Let's just say that we got new teeth, we got new hair, we got BBL, we got a new attitude coming out of Porsha. So I think that's the real Porsha. To Shantae's point, the 180 that she did, I feel like that was the real Porsha. Young little Porsha with Cordell, I don't think that was the real her. I think that's just who her mama told her she had to be to make that work, because it was that NFL money, yada yada yada. The key here is to get a husband with a bag. That's the key, and Porsha was trying to do that. Now that you've lost the husband with the bag, the official NFL bag, now we got to find him somewhere else, a businessman. So we have Dennis, we got Hot Dog. Because just think, everyone else after that, when she was dating a young guy from here, I can't even think of his name, he worked up on Capitol Hill. Then she had Todd, yes. Todd from up on Capitol Hill. Then she had the other little young football player. Every guy, she tried to make it work, and it just never worked because she has to get herself together. And she's not together. So I don't think any relationship, that's why I don't think her and Simon are going either. If she and Simon work, is because she's going to put up with whatever Simon say to make it work. But as far as the way, and we've all said this, the way Simon looked at Porsha when she was walking in that house, not even that house, because Porsha was looking around the house, scoping it out. But at the pool, the way he was sitting there, like almost rubbing his hands like a little grimy, yes, rubbing his hands just like that. He knew something. And I would not be surprised if they had already had some slaps and giggles, a little slap it up, flip it, rub it down a couple of times, 2 or 3 people. I really believe that's what they do down there. That's an Atlanta thing. We've heard about it for years, and I don't put it past her.
I just had a thought, and I'm going to run this by you and Miriam, because I know I forgot who her name that called in and speculated that Simon had a relationship with Porsha before Falynn. Do you think when Porsha went to their home, swam in their pool? Shout out to my boy Up and Adam. That's still my favorite line from that trailer. Do you think that maybe because Porsha allegedly is open? I mean, I guess she's admitted it, right? That she has, mingled in a threesome situation.
Andy calls it.
Yeah, and a threesome situation. Mm-hmm. Do you think that maybe Falynn, Simon, and Porsha did have something, and maybe that's what Simon was worried that Falynn was going to reveal in this interview, and that's why he acted out so much before it aired? I
think they've, like I said, slapped and giggled with each other, but I don't think he was worried about that airing. I think Falynn knows deeper, darker secrets of Simon, and that's what he was worried about. Whether some business deals gone bad, like Erica Jane's husband, I think she knows something deep, and that's what he was fearful of.
Oh. Any other thoughts before I let you go, Danielle?
No, I think maybe Simon had some PPP loans that he wasn't supposed to have, and maybe that's what Falynn knows, since everybody down in Atlanta got PPP loans and buying new cars and houses and stuff.
I can't. Danielle, thank you so much.
Bye, y'all.
Miriam, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay.
You saw everyone speculating. You took notes?
Yeah, some notes because I've been doing some research.
Oh, I always appreciate research.
you know, we hear about stuff. So about threesomes. A couple of days ago, Jason Lee shared that he has engaged in threesome.
Oh yeah, I've heard that before.
And then they said like he enjoyed it, and then his co-host said, "Well, it's because you were the lollipop. If you're not the lollipop, it's not good." Because I have tried it. So maybe there is a situation that the lollipop became Porsha, and if they were three of them, that's my speculation. If that is true, rumor has it allegedly. Anyhow, but whoever wants to defend Porsha or be friends with her, just don't let her swim in your pool. My advice to Monique yesterday made it to Jason Lee's screen. So I have it on my stories. Just don't invite, you want to be friends with her? Okay, but don't invite her to swim in your pool. And then you're good. Then you can be cool with Porsha. Back to this. I feel like I said that Kelsey Grammered Fallon last week. I lost the count of days, to be honest with you. It was obvious that there was a method to the madness. Porsha and Lyman Guobadia became in cahoots of something when he retracted the divorce, the filing for divorce, and Porsha was playing a double agent. I'm not gonna call her Porsha because you put me timeout and you don't put others in timeout. But
well, she was new to the channel.
I know, but she's lovely. I love her as a poet. Winnie, shout out to you. So I think Porsha, she played as a double agent. She told Simon, got back with her, so that you're not liable for child support or alimony, whatever. And then on the other hand, because of her personal relationships and connections with the producers, which makes a lot of sense, she was like, no, I don't want her in the reunion. I don't want her in the Housewives. And she wasn't, because let's face it, if you're going to look at just at face value, Falynn, she has all the attributes that the housewife needs. Porsha doesn't. So why is it this one, she is not relevant to the image of the show? Whose image? Porsha, she chased someone down the dark alley. Porsha attacked someone on a boat. Porsha dragged Kenya Moore hair care on a reunion. So this is what I don't understand. They are so harsh and they demonize violence, rightfully so in some instances, but in some others, they reward those who have been carrying it all along. And Porsha, she never kept a man. Like,
what do you think about the speculation that I had that Porsha may have a personal relationship with production, and that's what she got away with?
Total sense. I don't doubt it for a second. This is how she secured her place, and she did not get booted because I just listed so many instances that were reasons for her to be fired. But instead, she was like, okay, we bring you as a friend, and then we bring you back up. And now she's like the star of Real Housewives. What happened to you? Don't condone violence. She did not evolve. I now, for a fact, in my heart of hearts, although there are benefits by default, she used Black Lives Matter as a storyline. Because I don't believe she is for that, because of all her extracurricular activities and her attacks on women of her own color in the reunion, like she attacked Marlo, like she ostracized Kenya. If you are for Black Lives Matter, you're gonna go by what Black Lives Matter promote. And if you are promoting that, that's what you need to do. When your actions don't match the slogan that you are holding up, it's not gonna fly. It doesn't fly. She has the benefits of the scandalous things, and she got the clicks, but she thinks with the wrong head. She doesn't think with the head on the top of her neck. She thinks with the head that Danielle mentioned. and she is looking only for the short gain, because like someone said, who mentioned that she could have been making a whole lot of money just by doing the right thing, but she doesn't have people who really advise her for her benefit and for the longevity of her brand. She could have had a brand. She could have really made herself as the evolved Porsha that was found on The Pursuit.
Miriam, you have a
But
question from Danielle. Is she wrong for having BLM as her storyline?
no, I don't think so, because like I said, there were benefits by default, and any benefit we can get, we will get. But I don't like that she used that. I just be about what you're talking about. That's all. No, I'm glad she brought it up, but it's hard for the cause, for that to be the main, let's say, in reality TV promotion of the cause, when it's done by this messenger. I feel like the messenger didn't do justice to the cause because of her behavior. And I've been saying that before she announced to the world that she's engaged to a married man, even before that. So she really lost credibility, even with her fans. I was never a fan of her. This is full disclosure. She's funny, yes. But when she turned on Candy, who was the only one, the first one to help her in the show, I felt like this girl, she doesn't have scruples, because you don't bite the hand that feeds you. And the Candy was trying to help her, like in the play.
I mean, look, saying that the hand that feeds you, it's saying a lot. Candy did help her. I'll give her that. But to say she bites the hand that feeds her, I want to say that she fed Porsha.
I'm not saying that, oh, she was her main source, but let's face it, in the housewives world, when someone helps a little bit, that's big, because they don't like to help each other.
That's true. That's true. But I just think that's a big statement to give someone. Yeah,
so she was helping her there, and then she was the megaphone of that rumor that Phaedra repeated. So, but they brought it to the show, and that almost like killed or tarnished that woman. Until this day, whenever they mention Bill Cosby, she's associated with that. And that is not fair. That is not Black Lives Matter. Be you coming from the family that you come from. Black Lives Matter should be in your
Look, I have to push back. I have to push back, because I don't want to associate, especially when we're having a conversation about Falynn and Simon. I don't want to associate, even if you don't believe, and I've said this before, and I've said this before, even if you don't believe that Porsha's intentions behind Black Lives Matter and what she was doing behind it were pure. A lot of people, even people that are higher up, that leaders in the Black Lives Matter movement, have been criticized for some of the things that they've done. No matter what, everyone is contributing. Everyone's helping in some way. Even if she was doing it for the cameras and the police don't care.
I agree with you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I wish she wasn't behaving this way, at least this season, because of the banner she was holding. I feel like she didn't pay it. I know nobody's perfect. So many people, they have statements that I don't stand behind them. I don't stand behind any person all the time. Listen, B. Scott, he's besties with Kenya, but that doesn't mean I don't see he's jealous of Adam. Like it's not like that. It's not. I feel like
B. Scott's pronouns are they.
Well, I just feel like this was a bad season for her to come out the way she did, to attack Marlo, and to keep Kenya out of the celebration when she came out of prison, especially when she came out of prison. This should have been a moment of sisterhood. I feel like it's such a missed opportunity. This was the season of missed opportunities by Porsha. I'm not saying that she shouldn't have had the storyline. I wish all of them had the Black Lives Matter as part of the storyline, because they do that, but they just weren't highlighted on the show. I'm not saying, but I'm saying like it doesn't do good, because it just brings criticism to something that we desperately need help with. We need help with social justice. So when you're doing that, just try to carry yourself out in a way that makes justice to the cause. And don't invite her to your pool.
She's definitely not coming to my pool. Even Nene said it. Nene's her friend. She just said she invited her over with other married folks. But look, It is what it is. Miriam, thank you so much for calling in as always and for supporting the channel. We appreciate your voice as well.
Campers, 20K towards the 30. Next week, 30K. Woo-hoo.
I keep telling y'all focus on the little goals. I'm focused on the 100K, but I appreciate it.
We're going to get there.
Yes. Thanks, Miriam.
Bye.
Oh, goodness. And save it in the comments, y'all. Me and Miriam love each other. Look, save it in the comments. But if we're going to have a mature conversation about these topics, we have to be able to disagree openly. And that's what I want to continue the conversation in the comment section. You can disagree. It's all right. It's all right to disagree, but be respectful as always. Nicole, thank you so much for the super chat. Nicole says this: Porsha and her sister has pics on Instagram with production. Very personal. They definitely have personal relationships. And it's very possible to have personal relationships. Look, you're filming with these people hours and for years at this point. So it's inevitable that you're going to have personal relationships. But my hope is that even though you have these personal relationships, it doesn't affect our show, the viewers' show. That shouldn't mean that one housewife has more power over what we see as viewers if it helps out a particular housewife's story. I don't like that. I don't like that at all because that's a dangerous, dangerous move. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget a new episode of my podcast where I share my coming out story. Kempire Radio is now available. If you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. And every Friday, you get some of your favorite hot topics and reality TV shade in an uncensored way where we can't really talk about it on TikTok or here on YouTube. Check out the podcast, Kempire Radio. Subscribe, and don't forget to rate and review. It's very important, especially for us newer podcasts that don't have the same, level of impact or the same level of advertisement. So be sure to let your friends know. Always share. We appreciate it. Shout out to my mods. Shout out to everyone that gave a super chat. You don't have to give a super chat, but we appreciate it. But if you enjoyed this live broadcast, be sure to like this video. And if you're watching this after the live broadcast, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Appreciate you all being here. Don't forget, tomorrow we will be doing a live recap of The Real Housewives of New York, Family Karma, and The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss out when we have breaking news, when we go live, or when we upload. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to my mods. I appreciate all my mods being here and holding things down. And shout out to all the callers that came in today. I appreciate you all calling in and sharing your thoughts. Funny and all. Look, funny and all. Look, just a reminder. The thoughts and theories and allegations that the callers make are not they are not the thoughts and allegations of the Kempire LLC. Just remember that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you very soon.